Alright, I'm baking today. What are we making? Opening my recipe box. I'm making apple crisp.
Oh yeah.
This is a recipe that I think my sister gave me, and over the years I've tweaked it where I quadruple the amount of crisp to apple ratio, because that's the way you gotta do it. So right now we're gonna start peeling some apples. Sally's gonna help me. I have some Macoun and Cortland, I believe, is what I'm using this time. Usually I like to go apple picking and get my own, but I got these at the supermarket. So, yeah. I just do it how I do it. Oop. Messy and discombobulated. So I've got all the apples chopped, and then I'm just adding some lemon juice because the recipe calls for it, so that it's supposed to be so they don't turn brown, but if you're baking them, I don't see what the point is, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's just like a little splash of lemon juice. If you have a real lemon, it says to use half a lemon, but I'm just gonna do a little drizzle on there. I probably should have gotten a bigger bowl. I didn't really think this through. Lemon and apple-y smelling. Now I got it. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of white sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half teaspoon of nutmeg. So what I'm going to do is just mix that up in this little dish so I can combine those together evenly and then add it to the apples so that that'll stir in evenly. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. Small cinnamon. Teaspoon. Nutmeg. We're running low on this. Although we only use this for this recipe during this time of year. Half a teaspoon.
That nutmeg was probably purchased in 2012.
I'm not gonna look. Okay, then I'm gonna stir that up so that's all evenly combined. Because originally I was gonna just dump everything in and then mix it, but it's gonna stick to some of the apples in like uneven areas. So I'm doing the smart thing, mixing it together first. Ooh, it's like cinnamon sugar. I hate it. Okay, then I'm gonna like kind of evenly sprinkle this over the apples. Like not all of it, and then stir that. So mix that in. So that way you get a little bit of even distribution. The apples are all coated evenly with the mixture. I'm just gonna move some stuff out of the way. So then the next thing is we're gonna take the apples and put them in our pan. Ta-da. So just a glass, I'm using a glass Pyrex baking pan. And then you dump those in. And I'm actually gonna save that bowl for the topping. Oh, look at that.
Don't let that flavor go to waste. Make the topping in there.
So then we'll distribute the apples in the pan like this, just kind of spread them all out evenly. Now this is the easy part to remember. It's 2, 2, and 2. So I made this recipe easy to remember when I quadrupled the recipe. It's 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of brown sugar, and 2 sticks of butter. So
If I was making it, the entire kitchen would be covered in flour.
probably. So you want to like lightly put it in there. You don't want to pack flour in. So that's about even. That's just eyeballing.
If you're practicing baking, a crisp is a great thing to do because you don't need the exact ingredient science like you do in a lot of other baking.
Yeah, it's not gonna like, nothing's gonna get thrown off as the result if you're not doing it perfectly. Then you need 2 cups of brown sugar. This you want to pack in because you always want to pack brown sugar. So some flour off that. Cross-contaminating, oh no! Then you want to like pack this down.
Pack it in there.
Pack it in there. I'm the most messiest baker.
Brown sugar is where a lot of the delicious sweetness comes from, though. So
that's why you definitely want to pack this in, because you're getting the most amount of sugar. Basically, you're eating like sugar butter on top, and that's why it's so good. Perfect thing to eat when we're just chilling at home, having a lazy scrubbed out day like we are today. I love it when you go.
look at
It's
it.
like that perfect shape. I love that. I don't know why I find that satisfying.
Brown sugar pile.
I'm putting the butter in. Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna stir this up together, and I'm stirring it with a knife. Oh my god. I love how I just do things my way. Just kidding. Okay. So that way I just wanted to make sure the sugar and the flour was blended well first before I start putting in the chunks of sugar, or chunks of butter. Because the butter is just gonna be like chunked in there. So you get that like
Rustic feeling.
kind of rustic, chunked. This has been sitting out a little bit too, so it makes it a little easier to do that. But you kind of just want to get like butter chunks in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just so that it can like easily incorporate. My hands are clean, don't worry. It's just us eating it, so who cares? Yeah, it's much easier if you let this sit out for like maybe like 20 minutes or something. So get this nice chunkage in there. Butter. Oh god, I love butter. It's so good.
What was that, Paula Dean?
I love butter. So I'm gonna keep stirring this in with the knife and kind of this kind of helps break up the butter. So you get that kind of crumbly texture. So then we're gonna put the crisp on. So this, you just dump out. In this haphazard way. That's how I do it.
Mountain.
Then
The mountain of buttery goodness.
I kind of want to make sure like the butter chunks are like evenly distributed. Everything goes towards the edges. Get that guy over there. 15 to 20 minutes or until brown and bubbly. Come follow me to the oven.
I shall.
Pop this in.
I'm gonna give it about 4 seconds before our fire alarm goes off.
Put it on the middle of the top shelf. There we go. And set the timer. So it says 15 to 20. I like to go kind of in between. I'm gonna do like 18. And usually it bumps down. Yeah, see, backwards. Okay, 18 minutes. We'll be back. The timer just went off. Let's check it. So we had it on for 18 minutes. Oh my god, it's all bubbly. That looks pretty good. Some parts of it are a little dry still, like the butter didn't really soak in on that part, but it's totally fine. I think that looks done. What do you think?
I'd go for a little more, but I like everything more well done than you.
We can put it for a little longer.
5 more minutes?
Let's do 5 more minutes, yeah. Plus, I like it when the apples are like extra soft anyway. Let's check it again. I'll turn the timer off. Let's take a peek. Ooh, that looks, oh! Woo! They just slapped me in the face with heat. Oh my god, that looks so much better. That is done. Look at the bubbling.
Oh, yeah.
Get in there.
Oh, we'll get in there.
Careful.
It's gonna get steamy.
I know.
The
Oh, no.
lens is melting.
My face like melted. So good. And it smells unbelievable in here.
The boiling apples.
Look at that. Okay, let's turn the oven off. So we're gonna let this chill for a couple minutes before we dive in, because it's wicked hot right now, as you can see. So I'm just gonna What do you think? Should we just do half and half like
Oh
that?
my god, that's a huge piece, sweetie.
Oh, come on. We've eaten that before. Don't act like we haven't.
This is actually our dinner tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't have dinner.
We didn't eat dinner, so we're doing big pieces. It's worth it. Okay. Oh my god, it's like that. A scoop of this vanilla bean ice cream. You definitely want vanilla bean, not just like French vanilla or regular vanilla. It has to be vanilla bean because for some weird reason, that makes it taste even better. And I found this Turkey Hill all natural. It's actually made with like all natural ingredients. Who'd have thought? Making ice cream with natural ingredients. And when you put this on top, it starts to melt and it's so good.
It makes like an apple crisp stew.
It makes like this like creamy vanilla like apple crisp topping. Ready?
We are ready to dig in. Cheers.
Wait.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's not at all awkward.
Just careful, it's hot. You don't want to burn your mouth.
Okay, Linda.
Oh my god, it smells so good.
Oh, came out really good. Everything, all the flavors are like coming together perfectly. She only makes it like once, maybe twice a fall, winter season, so I have to partake and enjoy when I can.
You gotta make this. If you don't make apple crisp, why not?
It
What's
really
wrong
is,
with you?
It really is the flavor of the season, seriously.
This has way more crisp to apples, which is the best ratio. But of hands.
I'm just gonna sit here and bop and enjoy the apple crisps.
So freaking delicious.